Close your eyes for a moment. Picture a street corner at dusk, sometime today, on this first day of February in 2026. The street lamps are beginning to cast their gentle amber glow upon the pavement below. A few cars drift by, their engines a low hum in the evening air. But something is different. Look at the people walking. Their faces are not illuminated by the cold blue light of a screen. They are simply faces, washed in the soft light of the city itself. The air seems stiller. The ambient sounds of the city are clearer, more distinct, without the constant, invisible chatter that we have grown so accustomed to. The silence extends beyond the streets and into our homes. Imagine a living room, bathed in the warm light of a single lamp. There is no endless scroll of images and words demanding your attention. There is no ping of an incoming message, no notification that pulls your mind to a distant place. The quiet is not empty. It is filled with the small sounds of life, the tick of a clock on the wall, the rustle of a newspaper's pages turning, the distant bark of a neighborhood dog. Now, let us consider the flow of knowledge. Think of how you learn about the world. Without the internet, the morning news arrives with a gentle thud on your doorstep. It is a physical object, its ink still faintly fragrant. The stories within have been carefully chosen, edited, laid out on a press the night before. A major event that happens across the country might not reach you until the next day's edition. News from across the ocean travels not at the speed of light, at the speed of an airplane, or at the speed of a telex machine. It arrives days, sometimes even a week later. This slowness breeds a different kind of relationship with information. People learn to wait. Patience becomes a virtue, not a frustration. There is an inherent trust placed in the familiar masthead of the local paper, or the steady measured voice of the nightly news anchor. These sources are institutions, pillars of the community. They verify their stories through phone calls and face-to-face interviews, methodical and deliberate. A correction, if needed, is printed in a small box on page 2 the following day. Rumors and falsehoods still exist, but they travel at the speed of a human voice, not a viral share. The very nature of truth feels different. It is less a torrent of conflicting data and more a slow, steady stream. You might discuss a single, well-reported article with your neighbors for days. The conversation is deeper, more focused, because the volume of information is manageable. There is time to digest, to consider, to form an opinion that is not swayed by the next immediate headline. The world feels more stable, its narrative more coherent, even if that coherence is sometimes an illusion. The power to shape public thought is immense, concentrated in a few established gatekeepers. This deliberate pace has its own shadows. Important stories can be suppressed more easily. A voice of dissent in a remote part of the world may never be heard outside its own village. The global perspective we take for granted simply does not exist the same way. The world is a collection of distinct regions, each with its own version of the day's events. While this fosters strong local identity, it also allows misunderstandings and a lack of empathy between cultures. The slow march of information builds strong walls for good and for ill around our communities and our minds. The world of work is a physical place. Offices are vast ecosystems of paper, their air thick with the scent of ink and old files. The soundscape is not the clicking of 100 keyboards, the rustle of documents, the heavy thud of a rubber stamp, the mechanical whir of a typewriter. To collaborate on a project means walking down the hall, file folder in hand, and speaking to a colleague face to face, a decision that now takes a 10-second email. Imagine that comparison. It might require a scheduled meeting, a formal memo, and days of waiting. The pace is slower, more methodical, and deeply human. Commerce remains a local affair. The heart of a town's economy is its main street, lined with shops, the baker, the butcher, the tailor. These are not just businesses, they are neighbors. They survive not by competing with a global marketplace, but by building relationships and trust within their community. Prices are written on chalkboards or paper signs taped to the window, and they change infrequently. Money itself moves differently. Cash is the lifeblood of daily transactions. To make a large purchase or transfer funds, you must physically go to the bank and speak with a teller. This creates a different economic reality. Some jobs that we know today would never have been conceived. No software developers, no social media managers, no data scientists. But other roles, long since faded, would remain vital. The postal service, print shops, bookbinderies, repair technicians for watches and radios. This world offers a kind of stability. A small business can thrive for generations, sheltered from the relentless pressure of global competition. The economy feels more tangible, rooted in the things we can see and touch. However, this tangible world is also a world of limits. Your career opportunities are largely defined by your geographic location. Starting a business that reaches customers beyond your own town is a monumental challenge, requiring expensive advertising and complex logistics. The friction in every transaction, every communication, means progress and innovation happen at a far more measured pace. For the consumer, choice is limited. You buy what is available locally. The dream of acquiring a rare book or a unique craft from a distant village, a distant and difficult dream for most people. How do we stay connected to one another in a world without a net? We rely on older, more deliberate methods. The primary tools are the telephone, tethered by a cord to the wall, and the handwritten letter. A long-distance phone call is an event, expensive and saved for important news, for birthdays, for moments when you truly need to hear the vibration of a loved one's voice. There is no casual, thoughtless communication. Every word spoken across a great distance carries weight. The act of reaching out is intentional, a conscious decision to bridge the physical gap that separates you. Friendships are cultivated in person. Social life unfolds not on a screen, but in public squares, in cafes, in parks, and in living rooms. You meet your friends after work. You spend long evenings talking, your conversations punctuated by shared silence, not by notifications. Loneliness is a different beast in this world. It can be more acute for those who are isolated, but the cure for it is also more straightforward. You must go out into the world and find other people. The community is a physical entity, and your place in it is defined by your presence. Family ties are maintained through rituals. The long, detailed letter from a grandparent becomes a cherished object, read and reread, its paper holding the imprint of their hand. A child who moves away for college or a job faces a profound separation. Keeping in touch requires effort. Old friends can drift away, not through any malice, but simply through the immense gravity of distance. The easy ambient awareness we have of our friends' lives is gone. To know what is happening with someone, you must ask them. You must listen. You must write. This effort, however, creates connections of a different texture. They may be fewer in number, but they are often deeper. A friendship that survives distance in this world is a testament to a powerful bond, nurtured by patience and commitment. The joy of receiving a letter, of recognizing the handwriting on the envelope, is a feeling that has no digital equivalent. But the pain of that distance is also sharper. The world feels vast and unforgiving. A person can truly get lost, disappearing from the lives of those they left behind, swallowed by the silence between one slow letter and the next. In a world without the internet, culture breathes with a local accent. Entertainment is not an endless, on-demand stream. It is an event you must seek out. People gather in shared spaces to experience it. They go to the cinema to see a film whose arrival has been anticipated for months. They fill concert halls to hear live music. They sit together in a living room, their attention focused on a single radio, listening as a drama unfolds through sound alone. The shared experience is paramount. A film or a popular song becomes a cultural touchstone, experienced together. Knowledge is curated and revered. It is housed in buildings made of brick and stone. Libraries are not just repositories of information. They are sanctuaries of learning, quiet and solemn. The librarian is a guide. To learn about a subject is to embark on a physical journey, to the card catalog, to the correct shelf, to the heavy book itself. The process is slow, requiring focus and dedication. Universities are bastions of this deep study, where knowledge is passed down through lectures and seminars, from one human mind to another, in a tradition stretching back centuries. This slower pace of learning cultivates a different kind of intellect. It favors memory, deep reading, and sustained concentration. The mind is not trained to skim and swipe, but to absorb and contemplate. Art and craft flourish in this environment. Without the distraction of infinite digital content, people have more time for hobbies that require slow, patient hands. Painting, woodworking, playing a musical instrument. Culture is less about global trends and more about regional traditions. The music, stories, and art of a place can develop in unique and powerful ways, insulated from the homogenizing force of a global network. Yet this insulation comes at a cost. A brilliant artist in a small town may never be discovered by the wider world. A scientific breakthrough made in one university might take years to influence researchers in another. Access to knowledge, while deep, is also privileged. Your ability to learn is limited by the quality of your local school and library. The self-taught genius who learns from a world of online resources has no clear path. The world of culture and knowledge is richer in some ways, but it is also more fragmented, more unequal, and far less accessible to the masses. So, we are left with two worlds, each a reflection of the other. One is loud, bright, moves at the speed of thought. It has given us connection on a scale previously unimaginable. A grandparent sees a grandchild's first steps from half a world away. It gives a voice to the powerless and a platform to the forgotten. It places the sum of human knowledge into the palm of your hand, a miracle we have somehow learned to take for granted. This world has erased distances and collapsed time, creating a single, shimmering, and chaotic global conversation. The other world is the one we have been imagining. It is a world of quiet nights and deliberate days. It moves at the pace of a human stride. In it, we find small, forgotten joys. The weight of a book in our hands, the focused attention of a friend across a table, their face free from digital distractions, the patience learned from waiting for a letter, and the profound joy of its arrival. This world offers a different kind of freedom. A freedom from constant connection, from the relentless demand for our attention. Its silence can be a gift, allowing for a depth of thought and a stillness of spirit. We lost something when we built our network of light and wire. We lost a measure of privacy, a sense of place, and the simple ability to be truly alone with our thoughts. We traded stillness for speed. We swapped depth for breadth. The texture of our lives has changed. We have gained a world of immediate answers, but perhaps we have forgotten how to sit with the questions. We have built a global community, but we may have weakened the bonds with the neighbors who live right next door. Every gain has come with a shadow, and so we stand here, today, in our brilliantly lit and endlessly connected age. We hold a device that is a portal to everything, and yet we feel a strange sense of something missing. We have built this complex, miraculous, and demanding world for ourselves. We have made our choice. The quiet world is gone, and it is not coming back. We have what we have. But after all is said and done, are we better for it?